this 3-minute game review, we're looking at Shotgun King, the final checkmate. So hit that subscribe button and let's get into it. Shotgun King, the final checkmate is a turn-based roguelike that is an over-the-top and ridiculous version of chess, with some deck-building elements. The game presents itself like a 1990s CRT monitor with quirky and funny character and card designs. It may not be fine art, but it certainly conveys the humorous and ridiculous setting. The sound effects were basic, but the soundtrack, although a tad repetitive, added onto the intense gameplay. At its core, Shotgun King is basically a simplified version of chess. At the start, knights, bishops, pawns and queens all move like how you would expect them to, and the player must outmaneuver the enemy and take out the enemy king with your own shotgun. Ammo is limited and you will need to be mindful of your rounds lest you get cornered with an empty shotgun. On top of that, killing a knight, bishop, rook or queen lets you use their soul card, which allows you to move like they do for one turn. This is great for when you're cornered as a king and have to get out of a bad situation. You have 2 chances every turn to make a mistake, but on a third time it's instant death, and death means starting over from the first level. The game has a total of 12 levels. Each level gets harder and more chaotic as winning a level lets you choose between 2 pairings of good cards and bad cards, all with varying and sometimes insane effects. This results in some very crazy and chaotic games toward the later levels when you have to use grenades, sniper rifles, and damage boosts to fight 3 queens, 6 bishops, and a giant king. Because of the way the game is designed, no 2 playthroughs are exactly the same. And the real challenge comes when you have to observe the entire board as pieces move simultaneously. Thankfully, the game has some nice UI elements that lets you see the speed, health, and movement patterns of every piece, so you can take your time to think things through. The game's story and campaign is short, but the absolutely ridiculous story setting and writing definitely gave me a few good laughs. Shotgun King Final Checkmate may seem like a minuscule game at first, especially with its short main campaign. However, thanks to its random and emergent gameplay and level design, the game is easy to learn but difficult to master. Not to mention, there seems to be an endless mode in the works, so that definitely adds to the replayability. I would recommend Shotgun King Final Checkmate for players who want some casual turn-based fun. If you're craving for more turn-based strategy games or roguelike deck builders, check out our other videos. Otherwise, like and subscribe for more 3-minute game reviews.